Okay, we've got our spreadsheet here. We're now looking past the car. We've put that in there. We've got a car payment here of $2,400 and $1,200 additional insurance on the car. We've cut maintenance down a little bit because it's a new car. So on, that's fine. Now we've got this wedding and married thing going on, and those are big expenses. So let's see what he says here. Details personal information, getting married and having at least two kids, big important thing for Doug, and the wedding should be $20,000. He thinks he'll get married in the next couple of years, have a couple kids after that. That's kind of what they think they're doing. So we've got a situation here where we need to add a line item. Now we can add a line item here anywhere. I don't have anything under vacation. I've got dues, publication, glasses. Well, he doesn't take glasses yet, and that's not really a big line item anyway. No dues, so I'm just going to change dues. Why not? It's easier than this. Just say wedding. It's already in the plan. It's already in the spreadsheet. So wedding, and where are we going to put this in 2018? So we've got wedding, and we've got wedding, which comes in here. So we're going to spend $20,000 on that wedding, is what it is here. So now we have $14,449. We're short this year in cash to spend the $20,000 on the wedding. Now the software, the spreadsheet, grabbed all of these cells as well. We're going to delete those because we're only getting married once. But we're $14,000 short of it in break-even cash flow. Now, where are we going to get that money? Well, one of the things that it can happen is we can spend it out of the cash that we have. So at the end of the year, we should have $9,465 here and $2,652 in our savings. We could sell our collectibles. We probably don't want to sell our collectibles, so that's not good. We need to somehow put a cash infusion into our cash flow. Our expenses are far more. Now, when we say $14,000 short on our wedding cost, that's our expenses for the whole year against our pay for the year. So we're trying to pay for our wedding out of our a cash flow issue. And generally, we don't want to pay for a wedding out of a cash flow issue. So instead of paying it this way, I'm going to suggest that instead of putting it into your expenses, that you put it down under your liabilities. I think it's easier to pay for long-term items if we think of it as a capital budget as opposed to an operating budget. This is your operating budget, your expenses. That pays your monthly bills. Down here, we pay for capital things. We pay for cars. We pay for other things. So when we start thinking about wedding, I'm going to put wedding down here. And I'm going to put it in here as $20,000 as liability. Is it 20,000? I think I put too many. Whoops. Yeah, I don't want to do this. Currency. Yep, I put too many zeros in it. Get rid of a zero. There we go. $20,000. Okay, so now we have the $20,000 in here for the wedding as a liability. It's a bill that we're going to owe in the future. And so up here, as far as your cash flow, it's not really a cash flow item. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take the wedding out. I'm going to take this as far as I'm going to put it back to where it was, which is dues, which we may owe dues and subscriptions, things like that. That's in just a category placeholder at this point. So we need to come up with our wedding. And how much money do we have to put towards our wedding? Well, we have $9,000 here in checking, so we have some money to put towards that. So we're about $11,000 short. And the question is, are we going to pay for it all at once? Or are we going to pay for it over time? Or are we going to borrow some money? So I'm thinking that what we're going to do is borrow some money. And the reason we're going to borrow some money is because there's no other way to fund this that I can see that's easy. I don't want to ruin my 401k. I could get rid of all my 401ks just to pay for my wedding. I think that's probably not a good idea. I'm going to go look for family and friends. I think my parents said that they might help me out. What would they say? His car needs replacements. His parents gave him car. His parents might be willing to help with some expenses, but to expect him to live within his means for the most part. Okay, so that doesn't mean that they won't give me a loan. So that's someplace I could go. So I'm going to say wedding, and I'm going to say I'm going to pay for half up front. I'm going to pay for half up front, and I'm going to take $10,000 out of my checking and my savings account here. And then the wedding bill is only going to be $10,000. So the $10,000 is a loan, and so now we've got a loan for $10,000, which is here. And this year, I'm going to say that this amount here, right here, is a negative 10,000. So next video, we will look at how we account for that.